Your Buffalo Bills, they're 9-4, and they also do not deserve the man who takes each snap. Number 17, Josh Allen. Pulled a rabbit out of his hat once again. Down 10 at the half. Crucial red zone turnovers. And who was there? 17. We got 17, and they did not. And that is the reason the Buffalo Bills came out victorious against the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 14. It took a lot to get there. It took 254 total touchdowns, including a 40-yard scramble to the paint. No turnovers from Josh Allen. He was getting sacked. Early in the game, receivers weren't getting open. He was asked to make plays, and he made the plays. Show some love to Josh Allen. We'll talk about him in just a moment because we are not worthy of 17. Drop his jersey number down in the comment section. I want to see 1,017s littering this Buffalo Bills breakdown comment section right now. All right, let's talk more about Allen here because early on in this game, Bills made a nice drive on their first one. Ended up doing this weird zone read. Ended up settling for 3. Then the next trip down, they scored, but they could not stop the Cincinnati offense. We'll talk about that in a second. Josh was asked on a 3rd and long, or it was a 4th down in the red zone to go out there and make a play. A tight window throw to Khalil Shakir. As a matter of fact, what ended up sealing this game in the closing minutes was a Josh Allen scramble. Every single time the Bills were backed into a corner, 17 was there with an accurate throw, with confidence, with swagger. I mean, 78 rushing yards in this game. I think that might be a season high this year for Josh Allen. This is the best that we've seen him in a while. And I know, it was against the worst defense in all of football. But he made him look like Swiss cheese. And not only are the Cincinnati Bengals the worst defense in football, they are also the worst defense at defending the tight end. And Josh Allen fed his boys today. Dalton Kincaid, welcome back. 4 catches, 41 yards, and a score. Dawson Knox, by the way, that Dalton Kincaid score, that was insurance to put the Bills up 2 scores. Bengals ended up coming down and scoring a touchdown back, but who was there? Jackson Hawes even got in on the fun with a touchdown inside the red zone. Dawson Knox was looking like Travis Kelce out there for a good portion of this game. I mean, he was wide open in the middle of the field. He was catching and running, and it was all because the eyes were on 17. He continues to dazzle. This team's just not worthy of him. He said, I was glad the fans stayed in the 4th quarter. I mean, this guy is selfless. It's unbelievable what we continue to see out of this player. I think he's just good enough to be the MVP again, but you could argue there may have been another MVP for the Buffalo Bills in this game. And back-to-back weeks, Christian Benford with a defensive score. Yeah, Josh Allen was dazzling throughout this game. He was making every throw. He was making every read. He was breaking every tackle, evading every sack. But the Bills were still not being able to get they were still not able to get stops all game long. Not able to get stops. So what does 47 do? Takes matters into his own hands. Picking off Joe Burrow right as he threw the ball. Taking it the distance for a touchdown. 2nd straight week with a defensive score. And I'll tell you right now, a game-changing defensive score. Benford said, I actually didn't even use my technique right. I wasn't supposed to jump on that play. He said that God or someone told him to leave his feet. And then he took it for 6. Christian Benford also did go to the x-ray room after the game. That is something to note. But in the way that he was jogging off the field in the post-game, clips that I saw, people taking videos on their phones, he looked fine for the most part. But Benford made the play of the day. A.J. Epinesa also made a great play off the Jordan Phillips tip ball. The next throw Burrow made after Benford picked him off for 6. Yeah, it got picked off again because the Bills, when the defense makes a play, it is contagious the rest of the way, and Benford turned the tide for Buffalo in this game. There was a lot of good from individually on the defense, but as a whole, it was not so good, and there was a player on the offensive end that's really got to shore up some mistakes. We'll talk about those in just a second. First, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We upload free Bills videos every single day. We were just live for Bengals versus Bills. My voice feels like it's gone at this point, and we are on our way to 10,000 subscribers here on the Bills Breakdown. Thank you to everybody who has shown support, and if you're not subscribed yet and you want free Bills content every single day, go down below, hit that subscribe button right now. James Cook's got to figure it out. The fumbling, it has to be addressed because not only did James Cook almost fumble this game away by giving it up inside the red zone, but if the ball is 6 inches further down the line, James Cook fumbles twice and it goes out of bounds for a touchback. Ball security is job security. He was solid. At one point, he was averaging over 5 yards a carry. He had a really big catch and run that went for a first down as well. Of course, it was on mesh as well, so Joe Brady's going to be spamming that once again. But the turnovers. Didn't get in the end zone. You fumbled twice. It's got to be shored up because the Bills are the best version of themselves when James Cook is the best version of himself. Okay, the defense. It was bad, okay? Joe Burrow tore you up. Outside of those 2 picks, Joe Burrow literally tore you up. And I know, I say outside of the 2 picks, 2 game-changing turnovers. But seriously, 3 straight drives to open this game. The Bengals started 7 of 7 on 3rd down. The Bills can still not get off the field on 3rd down. Not good. Mike Gesicki. Turning back the clock today. If you have Mike Gesicki in fantasy, you won your matchup because this guy just put up 30 points. Or whatever it was, 20, 25, 22 points. He was jobless a little over a year ago. People weren't trying to pick up Mike Gesicki. And he just had this type of day on you. Now the Bills, their tight ends went crazier than Mike Gesicki did. But, come on. Seriously, Cam Lewis was getting bodied up. Taron Johnson was getting bodied up. All by Mike Gesicki. That can't happen if the Bills want to win the AFC. T. Higgins had a day as well, and he could have had more than this. This guy was battling through concussion symptoms the whole game, and he was still mossing you up and down the field. How does the defense look so pathetic any given week? Last week against the Steelers, I know, a much worse offensive juggernaut, but it's just night and day. Unbelievable. They did have answers, though, in the second half. Jamar Chase didn't burn you in this game either, so I can't be too mad at that. Chase Brown didn't do anything on the ground, so I can't be too mad at the overall run defense of the Buffalo Bills, but there were just a couple of things, especially early on in the game. On those 3rd downs, the Bills missed tackles that would have gotten them off the field. At one point, they played 12 yards off the line of scrimmage that would have got them off the field if they just played up a little bit more because there was so much cushion for Joe Burrow to just check it down, and they couldn't tackle, so they weren't dropping them at the first contact. And then they got bullied on some 3rd and shorts at the line of scrimmage. So I think that it's still things that I don't think are going to be all the way corrected, but we have 17 at the end of the day, so I think that'll be all right. What do you guys think? Can the Bills win the AFC? Given what we've seen from the defense, sometimes from the play calling, because I'll tell you right now, the Bills' 3-minute drill at the end of the first half was terrible. They were super conservative, and they were scared of that Bengals offense. So, with that being said, can the Bills win the AFC? With the performance that you saw today, based on what you saw today and where we're at right now, can the Bills win the AFC? Why for yes and for no? Comment down below. And as the holiday season is here, it's a season of giving, so give a friend, give a family member something that everybody needs in their closet. Josh Allen jerseys, they're on sale. There's free shipping. Tons of deals flying around here as the holidays creep up and up on us. Chatsports.com/Josh Allen to get yours today. That link is in the comment section and description of today's video. Go get yourself a number 17 jersey for your closet with all the colors and sizes still available. 39-34. It took 40 points for the Buffalo Bills to win this football game. And that's going to happen. It is going to happen. They need some help, though. They need a win from the Eagles on Monday night against the Chargers. I believe the Steelers ended up beating the Baltimore Ravens. And as far as other results that the Buffalo Bills are looking for, obviously the Patriots are on bye next week. We're looking ahead to them. But across the AFC today, the Broncos currently tied with the Raiders. Interesting there. I don't know how much that matters exactly for the Bills. The Colts, though, the Indianapolis Colts saw Daniel Jones go down with a potential torn Achilles against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Jags in full control of that division in the AFC South. Colts might not make the playoffs now because they're starting Riley Leonard at quarterback. That is interesting. The Steelers did hold on against the Ravens. So Lamar, 8 losses now? seven or eight losses now for the Ravens. Not looking like they're making the postseason. And then, yeah, you got the Chargers on Monday night. So other things to worry about, but the Bills have a lot to clean up themselves. We're going to come at you guys with another video later, either later tonight or early tomorrow morning, talking about injury news and other takeaways from this game, more in depth, as that will do it on this initial post-game reaction on the Bills Breakdown. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Bills News, and give me a follow over on Twitter as well, at Tyler J. Smith, 2 H's because the name's common, but I am not. We'll see you guys next time, and as always, let's go, Buffalo.